We're gonna see. Let me see if you guys can see me, and then you guys can see me and everything. I changed to another system. So let's see. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna talk to Bernadette here. Okay, so seem fine. We are fine here. It's not letting me change, so let me see if you guys can see me properly and everything. Let's see. Yeah, you're looking fine now? Okay, so I think, okay, so let me know. There's some upgrade here that it threw me to a different screen here, but I'm hoping that you can see it. If you can see it, Bernadette, let me know, okay, properly, and then we just, to do that, I had to throw the background on the background. I had to throw like, and lower the camera. So you might have to see just a section of what I'm doing. And then, but I think it's better. Yes? Okay. So we're good now? Because I was scared for 2 seconds there. So, like I said, I think it's not actually on me. I think it's just another function that it's showing on my side of things that I didn't know I had to turn on. But I hope it's working right now. So we're gonna just jump back into this because I am so glad I prep ahead. That's all I'm gonna have to say. I'm so glad I prep ahead. Yes? Okay, perfect. So I gotta talk to Lydia. I don't think it has to do with the cameras. I think it's a function here that I don't know if I have an updated thing, but it threw me to like a 0.2 thingy, a better system, and that is working. So I had to restart it, and I think it's working now. Okay, so here we go. So like I said, I left some of them white, and I'm gonna show you what colors I use for. I have my inks here. So I am using green, pistachio, and misty sage, and this is for the Jade from the Jade Dreams set for my leaves. I am using actually green gold for the centers of my flowers, for all of my flowers. Now for the ones that I color, which I have right here, remember I have white and I have some with color. For the ones that I color, I stay within pinks and like corals and peaches. And I'm going to show you the picture that I have today to document, which is this one. And it's quite big for what I do. And there's a lot of color. So what was something that was like a little bit on the neutral side that was going to pick as much as the color that I have here. So what, like I said, oranges, kind of peach, coral, and pink for my pictures here. And I'm going to show you how I color them. I don't think we're going to use all of this, but I think we're going to use some of it. Okay. So let me just pull out my stencils. And I have them here. I need a stencil 7, 8, 7, 6, and 8. Those are the only ones I'm going to need because I only color in the smaller flowers. So you guys can see me properly now. Okay, I think I know what it is. I know what it is now. And like I said, I don't think it had to do with my cameras or anything. It's just an update that is showing on my side of things that I didn't think that I needed to update. But so sorry for that. I made you like, some of you, my apologies. So we're gonna color this. I have my sticky mat, my 9x12. So we can get started. I'm just going to find the position of this. See when like, you have everything in order, you think everything is fine. It was fine. And then when you go live, it doesn't work. It throws you a little bit for a loop. But, thank God we can recover from this. Okay. So I used for my pink, I use this is, oh my God, Blackberry Fields fresh dye inks. I am going to use a little bit of the Tea Party ones, and I also use, can't remember what the name is of the orange ones, but I'm going to show you how I did the orange because I try to pick up all the colors from this together so that they kind of create, like, if you look at them here, I'm going to show you, I'm going to put them here so you see it. I added the orange and I added a little bit of pink pearl on top of it, so we'll bring some of the red. When I created the ones with the pink pearl set, like the Tea Party, I added a little bit of the blush berry on top of it, so we'll pick up some of the pink. So I'm going to show you again how I created this so you have an idea. It's just my way of making sure that all the flowers work together. Okay? Like I said, I'm going to apologize probably the next, but like it just, I understood what happened. So I'm going to start with Peach Glow. Let me just get my little brush here. So, and I'm going to color all the petals. And I'm going to add a lot of the color towards the center of the petal. And just keep it as light as I can towards the edge. I don't want to add a lot of color to my flowers. I do want them to have color, but I don't want it to be very saturated. Like I said, I want the picture to pop here. And like I said, we're going to create everything from scratch for this layout. For the pattern paper, the background, everything is going to be, from scratch. So I'm just adding my color. I'm using one of my mini ink blending tools. You're going to see that I'm just going to go lightly heavy in the center and then just kind of spread it towards the tip of the, what do you call it? The petal. I was going to say the leaf, but it's not the leaf, it's the petal. Okay, once I have one, I love this. It's sticky. I'm going to flip it, find the next petal, which is right here. Gonna move this out of the way. And I'm going to continue working with this color for this one. So still I'm working with Peachy Glow. And I'm just going to color a little bit. You're going to see that I like to color my flowers really like from the center darker towards the petals being lighter at the tip of them. It's just personal choice. I know there's, a few of you that like to color the opposite way, adding a little bit like darker towards the edge of the petal and then going lighter towards the center. I don't know. I always like it to be darker in the center and then like kind of lighten up as they go outwards. And I think it has to do with the fact that usually my flowers kind of land on things on my layout. So I like that look. And then so I have two of them. There's three pieces to this. I'm going to go with Golden Honeycomb, which is the next color. And I'm going to just literally, looking at it, I know which way it goes. So I'm going to just move a little bit because I have to play with the inks on this. So I'm going to just set it in place. The sticky mat is going to help me with this. If you have one, probably one of the best things out there. Just keeps everything in place. I honestly, guys, I like, I'm going to see. I'm just going to color here. There we go. We're going to get closer. Like I said, remember also that I have like, when I create this, my camera is a little bit higher than usually when you do a card making session because my project is a little bit bigger. But like I said, from what I'm looking at it, and I could be a lot of things, but we're going to work it out. Don't worry. I'm going to keep trying something else. I got to see somewhere along the line, I'm missing something. So, okay. There we go. And then to bring kind of that peachy tone to this, like I said, I need to marry all these colors together. I'm going to actually add a little bit of pink pearl to all of this. Okay, so you're going to see I'm going to get my pink pearl brush and just to the centers. And that little hint of coral is just going to tie it to the other ones. Like it's going to tie it to the pink that I have, and it's going to tie it to the coral ones. I don't say copper, but it's not. Just a little bit, not a lot. Just want to add a hint of it. So I'm going to have to go back to play around with my stencil a little bit to color the other petals. And I'm just going to add a little hint of it so that it ties all the colors together. Okay, so let's just put this in place. I'm going to move this so it sits nice and flush. And yes, hooray for coloring stencils. So So I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna add, like I said, just a little bit. I'm not gonna color the whole thing. I just want like a little hint of that coral tone underneath so that it might, like, it brings it all together. So let's go back to the first petals that we created and add a little bit of that coral. There we go. Okay, you're gonna see. It does add a little bit, it's just gonna tie them all together. It just kind of creates like the same, think of it like the same undertone in all the flowers. So it marries all the colors together. Let me see, I have all my pieces here. I'm just gonna move it to the side. Okay. So for the centers, like I said, I use just one tone for all of them. And that was green gold, kind of like a nice greenish yellow, like really deep, which I love. There we go. And then for my leaves, I am using Jade Dreams. I'm going to go with pistachio and mystic sage. And I'm going to color partial of this. I'm not going to color fully. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to need more than what I have already. But just in case, I have my die cutting machine next to me anyways. So let's see. Let's set this up. Put the brush aside. Go with some mystic sage here. See, we're going to set it in place. Right there. Just got to be careful. Remember, there's only like, if you look at it, the stencil colors the leaves in two pieces. So you got to be careful that you don't color your flower. So just be mindful of that. But we're going to add the color right here. So let's see. And again, I have the same thing. I'm going to go really kind of like add a little bit extra pressure as I go towards the center of my leaves. And I just lighten it up as the tips of the leaves, sense it up. And there we go. And you're gonna see that my flower is like my leaf here, so it's not that it's kind of cut out. I'm okay with that because I know that that one is probably the one that I'm gonna have to tuck in underneath it, or probably just chop it off. I'm of the school that I have to make the things work for me and not stress about other things. So then we're gonna try this. Okay, there we go. We're gonna set it in place. And I have the pistachio, and I'm just gonna keep with Misty Sage since I have it handy. But I use the two colors on my other leaves. And for the white ones, I just color the centers and the leaves really, really lightly. Those ones I'm going to use next to the picture. So I wanted to keep them super neutral because I want the colors in the picture to pop. Okay. So let's see. We're almost finished. And like I said, I have the die that cuts all of this. And then, did you guys look at this? Did you guys, any of you picked up this set from the shop? It is a beautiful set. It is a big set. The sentiments are beautiful. The butterflies it creates are just beautiful. So here we go. So I'm going to bring the florals again so you see what the difference is. Let me just clean up a bit because cleanliness is nice. So you see how now like it has a little undertone that ties them all together? A little bit of like, coral just brings it all together. So like I said, on this one, I added a little bit of coral to one of the leaves. I added a little bit of dusty pink on this. So I rotated the colors so they all have the same, the same kind of color combination. So I have them ready. Like I said, I have my die cutting machine next to me. I might not use it because I think I have enough for what I have in mind. So these are going to be from one side of the page, and these are going to be for the other side of the page. Now you're going to see that I still have my sticky mat here because like I said, we're going to create everything from scratch. And that's the beauty of like working with like inks and stamps and like, all of this is that you have, you have a way to just create from scratch anything. So I am going to need, my picture here is quite big compared to the smaller ones that I usually use. This one here is around 4 inches, but around 5 inches. So it's quite a larger picture. Remember, my album is only a 6x8. So my idea, I'm going to trim my paper. So I want it to be, I'm going to say maybe, remember that I have to bind it too. So I'm going to trim my paper to around 6.5 or so. So this is an 11. So I'm going to cut around That's going to be 7. So I'm going to make it 6.5. Okay, so I have the one side here. And I have another piece of paper for the other side. So I've cut it ahead of time. Okay, so this is going to be my journaling side. This is going to be my picture side. So what I'm going to do right now is I am actually going to create the pattern paper. So something that you are going to need if you're gonna need a brayer. And I have a brayer here. Okay, I have just a small one. I have colors of ink. This is the, oh my god, the name escaped from my mind. I think it's Sweet Dreams collection. I want to bring those tones of teal because I think teal is going to make this pop nicely. It's a nice complement to the colors that I'm using. So I'm going to start with dewdrops. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it on my sticky mat. Okay. And like I said, you are going to need a brayer. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure that I have enough ink here. And it's not going to be perfect. Okay. So here we go. I'm just going to add color. And it's going to be a little bit blotchy. Just, stay with me for this. No. Like I said, we're going to do our own pattern paper. Okay, so we're going to go. See, Lydia's talking to me right now because I texted her when, I was kind of in the middle of like trying to stay cool while I was freaking out. I'm going to add a little bit more dewdrops. She's probably going, what's happening? So, a brayer is a good thing. If you're doing mixed media, it's a good thing. So one thing is I add a little bit of ink. I got to make sure that I use my brayer. So I kind of distribute, that's the right way to say it, the ink a little bit like, on my brayer. And I'm just going on one way. You're going to see that I'm going up and down with my brayer. So there's going to create these little lines. I'm okay with that. I want like, because the flowers are so nice and perfect. I want a little bit of distress on my back. Okay. See, like I don't understand what's happening with the I don't think it has to do with like, the computer. I just think, like I said, it's the internet. So we're gonna keep working. Don't remind me of those, that time. So again, see, I'm not gonna grab it and just go. I'm gonna actually mat with a little bit of a baby wipe. So it's not gonna, you can wash it and let it to dry. So you're gonna see that the ink is nicely spread on my brayer, and then I'm gonna go a little bit on top of what I had created already. You're gonna see that I'm creating little lines on my paper, and that's fine. That's what I want. I want that kind of the distressed look. So we're creating our own pattern paper. Okay. And the more you like use it on you're gonna see the first roll that you do of your brayer, you're gonna get a darker imprint, is that what you call it? And then as you like, keep rolling your brayer, it just kind of cleans it out on your paper so it becomes lighter and lighter. So it's just a matter of playing. I'm gonna keep working on this. More Aqualicious. You're gonna see. I'm gonna roll it first, my brayer there, so kind of spread it on my pad, and I'm gonna go here darker. Yes, I'm gonna go again, pick up some of the ink, because that's what the brayer is doing, is picking up the ink. Okay. And I do want to fill the entire page. That's one of the things that I'm gonna do. So I was thinking maybe I do ink blending when I was like, preparing for this, and I was like, it's gonna take me a long time to like, ink blend this. So I thought, oh, let's do some mixed media for you guys. So, a brayer is a great thing to have. What type of rack do you use to store you? You know what? I'm gonna tell you a little secret. We had this conversation this week about it. We have like team meetings every month. And I actually had this conversation with Tasneem, and I said like I don't have I live in an apartment, yeah, so I don't have like a craft room. My craft room is the living room, so I have like a storage unit where I have all my stamps, I have little cards and stuff like that, yeah. So what I do is I have like a big box, like it has like panels that I can see through it, so I keep them all there. So I don't have like sorry, I'm just gonna spread here. So I'm gonna go from the bottom up. So I don't have like a big space to like, I don't have a rack. I keep them like all like, in a box. So I was asking this week, and I gotta be on. If there's any way that like, I can like, we can add like, how we have this, we can have a number so that when I can pull them out, I know which set belongs to which. So I just have like set 1, set 2, set 3. I don't know. And somebody gave me an idea while I was doing that. I don't know if I have my inks here. I'm gonna show it. I can show you because there's the new inks. But somebody said use a marker to like, mark your stamps. So that's what I did. And like I said, I can't bring it out because it's not available yet. It's in the new release. So what I did is I used the acrylic marker and I added numbers here. I added numbers. I added the same number. So let's say all these sets would have been like set 4. So 4, 4, 4, 4. I put 4, 4, 4, 4. So when I have them on my box, because like for example, I pulled them out right now. I didn't pull the entire set of the yellow. So when I put them back in place, sometimes I have to play the guessing game. So somebody give me an idea while we're chatting, and it's working for now. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of the dewdrops, and I'm gonna call it this. Okay. Don't stress. If it looks like messy, that's okay. I kind of want it to look a little bit messy. Okay. Think of it with cheating mixed media. That's pretty much what we're doing. We're cheating the mixed media with it. So a brayer is a good thing to have in your stuff. So there we go. Let me see. To store your large and medium. What do you use to store your large and medium storage pouches in? What do you use to store? You mean what do I store in my pouches, or where do I store them? Okay, there you go. There we go. So I have this. Lots of color. I'm just gonna move this. I'm gonna have to clean this after. I'm gonna clean it quickly. So you see how easily it is to clean. I just have a wipey here. So I'll wash it after with a little bit of warm water and some soap to get going. Okay. And I'm just gonna clean my braid a little bit quick here. Somebody said it's hot over there. It's hot here in Toronto. It's not, that bad today, but I have the AT going on, so it's a little bit different. So what I'm gonna do with this? So I have my background. Let's just clean up the inks out of the way. Where do you store them? My inks, I store them in a big container. I'm gonna show you the little bit. Let me show you. You guys are going to. This is where I have my inks. Okay, so I'm just using it. All my inks are there. Okay. My sticky mat, I'm using the 9x12. Okay, see? Super simple pattern paper. You can create stripes. You can go different ways. I just stay like, simple. So what I want to create, just to give it a little bit of interest to my background, is I want to create a circle. I want a way to frame my picture. So I'm using the color wheel die. I am going to use the large die just to cut the circle. Okay, so let me just set up my die cutting machine. I have it on this side here. I need to open it up. Okay, so here we go. And I'm going to set it up. Remember, I have to add binding holes to the side here. So I am going to move it a little bit towards the left. And around, I'm going to say, an inch and a half or so from the top. So we're going to put it there. The paper is going to disappear for a little bit from the camera because I'm going to die cut it. And I'm going to save the circle. Okay? 90 degrees is doable for you guys? That's hot. That's hot. But what is that in Celsius? Because we work in Celsius here in Canada. It's a little bit, right now I think it's like 30 degrees Celsius here in Canada. So I think 90 or so. And you go. Got it. Okay, so here we go. There we go. I hope it didn't make that much noise. Okay? It will make a great water background. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do. You're going to like this. It's a great idea for a card too. So I have now a circle and a frame. Okay? So all of a sudden my picture is going to sit here inside of the frame. And you're going to see it's not perfect. And this picture is actually a picture of a picture. I'm going to save this. So I need to back this on another cardstock. Okay, so I already cut another one. Okay, I am going to set my picture in place. So we're going to start with that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you're going to see there's all that space there. I'm going to fill that space with flowers. Okay, so I'm going to keep them here. Let's go ahead. And I'm actually going to be smart. And I'm going to bring just tape. Okay, so I'm going to use this to help me. Okay, and about 75 degrees. Oh, so you're gonna see I'm just going to kind of like lightly move it around, jiggle it here. I wanted the picture to be center, so I think we have it there. I'm gonna press that. So you see all these empty spaces. I didn't want to make it like really big. I just wanted to keep the picture a little bit smaller so I can bring some designs onto it. This is where the white flowers are gonna come in, and we're gonna go like this. So all that empty space the picture is leaving behind, we're gonna fill them with flowers. That's what I say. I'm not stressed over those leaves that were cut out. And I'm not gonna need a lot of them because I'm gonna cut some of them. I'm just going to be careful that I don't cover faces or heads with my flowers. So we're gonna have to play a little bit with this. So let's start with this little part here. Once I see that it sits nicely. See, I like that there. So let's see one that the leaf is not cut out. I like that there. So I'm gonna hold it in place. Take this. Add tape here. It's there. Done. Okay. I might even move it out here a little bit. That one's done. So we're gonna take the next one. Okay, so just play with your, until you like what it looks like. So let's say you might need a lot, you might not need that many. Depends on how much picture you have. The only thing is you try not to cover faces. That's what I'm gonna play with. And that's what I cut the smaller one too here. And we're gonna trim the axis and we're gonna use the axis to fill up the space. So don't, I'm just trying to go through here and play with it. Let's go with the smaller one again. I'm just trying to see what looks good. I think because I have all these leaves here, I want to put some flowers. So I don't want to cover my cousin's head either. So I like that there. I'm going to hold it here and tape. There we go. I'm going to trim some of the flowers here. So you're going to see, I'm going to just quickly create like a little cut. It's not going to be perfect. Okay, so I might have to move this flower a little bit higher. That's okay. Okay, so here we go. There we go. I like this. It's okay. I'm just gonna play with the picture. I like that. So this piece that I cut, I'm just gonna tuck it in here. See? Perfect. So let's add some tape here. See? I like that. Don't forget, like, I can move the paper at the back. Okay? Where paper means, where are you from? Oh, yeah, like I said before at the beginning. Let us know where you're watching from. We're gonna glue that one down there. And add a little bit of tape here. There we go. We're gonna trim the excess because we don't need everything that stays behind here. Okay. Here we go. And then we're gonna add one more. I'm gonna just make sure that it's center a bit. There we go. This little piece here, we're gonna put it right here. Okay, I think I wanna go there. So let's add some tape here. We are going to put it right there. Let's see. Yeah, I think I need to move this one down a little bit here. So let's just play with this a bit. Perfect. So you see, there we go. So we're gonna trim the excess here. I'm gonna glue it to the back of my page. I don't even have to do like the entire thing. So I'm just gonna make sure that this is nice and straight-ish at the moment. Maybe can go like this too if I want to. I'm gonna do it that way better. I'm just going to go ahead and just set it in place right there. Let's glue that in place. And the best way to do it is by going like this. Okay. I'm gonna put it around my picture. Here you go. Gonna play with this until I see it. Remember, you don't want to cover faces or heads or anything like that. There we go. And now I'm gonna get my guillotine again to trim out the excess. Okay, so here we go. There we go. See, if I have the little piece here that I see this here, I'm just gonna kind of tuck it in there a bit. And I have it. So one side is done. Okay. So this is my, kind of think of it like my picture side of the layer. Remember, binding holes are going to be here. Now I need something, you know, to put this together. So we're going to set it aside. We're going to work on the journal side of my layer. So remember, I have my cardstock here, and this is around 6 inches or so. Now we're going to bring this circle, the leftover, okay, onto this, because we need to tie these two sides together. Now it's up to you. You can put it here, you can put it down here. It's completely up to you. I think I want to add two different spots. I'm going to cut my circle in half. Ish, remember, ish. Okay, so this is around like 5 inches, around 2.5 or so. Okay, it's not going to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, remember again, binding hole is going to do something because it's annoying me here. There we go. Okay, one side done. Now, I'm going to use this to frame my journaling. Okay, so you see it together, what it's going to look like. So I'm bringing the elements from this side onto this side. Okay. I want it a little bit higher, probably around there. Still have some white, but here's where we're going to bring the color. Okay. I have color in white there. I have color here. So what I want to do is kind of just have them here a little bit, kind of coming from behind the circle. I'm not going to cover the entire circle, just a piece. So again, we're going to have to play with it. So first thing we're going to do is I am going to lightly glue right at the bottom here, at the bottom edge. Okay, I'm going to use my grid on the mat here. You kind of have to be a little bit on the center. I'm going to run a 1/2 inch from the bottom and run a 1/4 inch overhang here. I'm going to do the same thing up here. Okay. So remember, we're working everything from scratch. We're gonna try to like get it like symmetrical here. Ish. Again, remember my favorite word is ish. So, okay. I have my, let me just move a bit. I have my scoring board here to help me with the folds. Okay. So you can do a lot of things. As long as you have ink and paper, like in this case, a good brayer or any brayer, you can create your own pattern paper. Okay. So I'm going to bring this here. I'm going to help myself to create the folds here. Okay. Okay, let's see one more time. Okay, think it's fine. And I'm going to fold it there in place. I'm going to use my nail for the time being. Okay, I'm going to go on the other side. Same thing, set it in place. Okay. Like I said, I'm not using my bone folder. You should have, it's over here, but my nail for the time being. And I have my idea in place. Okay, so we have it. Now, to keep this safe, like this is gonna have to be back on some paper, but for the time being, we're just gonna get like, you guys have the nice washi tape and then you have the utility washi tape, yeah? So I'm gonna use some of my utility washi tape for this, just to keep it in place. And I have satin tape to here, but you know what? Let me pull it through. Okay, I have my satin tape here. Okay, for the time being, it's gonna help me. Okay, you see? And I just glued right at the edge, so I'm able to tuck things underneath. Okay, so just so you see what it's looking like. Okay, so bring the elements together. Now, I need to bring the color from here onto this side. So, remember that I also have to add my journaling right here in the center. So I'm not going to add the entire flowers. I'm going to have to trim some of them. So the best way for me to go about it is to separate them a bit. Okay. And I don't mind if I go straight here as long as I keep kind of the shape of the leaves. You see one. Some of it's going to be hidden. So I'm not stressing over that. Okay. And I pull another one from here. So just be mindful of where you're cutting out. So I'm going to pull a different one from here. Okay, so I'm just going to create a little cluster here. There's one. And then some of the pink, I'm going to still, let's see, the one over here. Okay, so I'm going to lightly cut it out. This one, we're just going to tuck in a bit. We're going to move it down here, and this is going to, there, kind of hugging the edge here. Okay, so now the leftover pieces, you're going to have to mirror at the top. And here we have something here, then kind of think of a zigzag. So this is going to go on the top right corner. So I have to trim some of this down again. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go straight right here. Be smart where you place it so it looks like your flower was meant to do that. So with this one right there. And I'm going to trim this one. Trying to go around the flower so you don't, you can use them after. Okay, so we're going to have to put this one underneath. Like I said, some of the image is going to be hidden. It's not going to matter that it's not complete. Okay, and then I want this little bud. So I'm going to probably kind of cut it around here. Careful. Create a little bit of movement here. So that means I'll have to rotate some of this here a bit more. There you go. So you see, white and color here. So we have some leftover flowers. I could bring some white, but I'm not. So now that I have this, I am actually going to glue them in place. And I'm going to do that quickly with a little bit of tape in the back. And you're going to see that I'm not securing the edges yet. Okay, here. I go right here. Lightly lift it up. Here. And right here. Okay, so you see the two sides. Okay. Now, how are we doing on time? We're almost there. See, thank God I was prepared ahead of time. I prep a lot of this. Now we need to bring texture now on a title. Like I said, my journal is probably gonna sit right here. I probably printed and size it and print it so I'm able to size it to the spot. And then I have it. So I need to bring something that's gonna tie these two together. I'm gonna go back into the Flutter and Bloom stamp set. I've already ahead of time actually heat embossed with antique gold embossing powder butterfly, and I kept them gold, and I did it on vellum because I wanted to be soft. I don't want it to take away from the stuff on the back. I did the one that is completely open and the one that is tight. I'm not gonna need more than two because it's gonna overtake the page. So I am going to add probably one right here. And I want to add the other one over here or over here. So let's see which is better. I think I want to add it over here. Okay. Kind of diagonal opposite sides. So I'm going to add a little bit of tape to the back here. Okay. So fold it lightly. There we go. And then we're going to add the other one. I'm not going to glue it yet. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So this is going to need a title. I am going to use actually the stamp here that says "You are wonderful." I'm actually going to use that to create a sentiment for my page. I just went to get a block because I forgot to bring it. And it's just like a step away from me. I'm using Obsidian pigment ink because I already have that in the back going on. So I'm going to bring it here. Okay, some pressure. There we go. Not too much. Okay, we're gonna set that aside. Now for this, I need to bring some texture. Even though I'm gonna probably add my butterfly down here, I need to add some texture. So what I'm going to do is, let me just put one right here. I actually want to create a bow. I want to tie this. Like, you know, when you get those envelopes that you have little ties here and down here too, I'm going to do it just on the top. Okay, so for that, I'm going to, again, this is where my edge is going to come. We're going to guess where the center is at. Okay, so let's kind of like, this is here. So I'm going to say my center is around here. So I'm creating two little dots here. And you can go, I'm actually going to bring a small punch hole. I think this one is, I think, 1/8 of an inch. I am not so sure. And I'm going to create, you know, holes. And might be too, you see, it's too low. So since it's too low, I'm going to have to bring my paper piercing tool. An owl will work too. So I'm going to go and I'm going to punch the hole here. And I'm going to make sure that it's quite deep. The same thing here. Go deep, 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 deep. There we go. Okay, so I've created two holes where I can thread my ribbon through, or in this case, twine. Okay, this may be the part that's going to take me the longest. Or not, or yes. What did I say? Maybe I should put some glue on the tip right now, but until it dries. See, what did I tell you guys? The part that's going to take me the longest is this. No, it's not. See? So we're going to go here, and it might, I don't want to jinx myself. Oh. So here we go. We're going to tie this. Okay, go at it. You can go thicker. I'm going to keep it simple. Okay. Remember, I still have to add journaling here. And of course, my bow, when I need it to go like a nice and straight, is not. No, I haven't had that issue too when like everything is going like, you know, okay, it didn't go that great at the beginning. Now it's finally working. And then like, you know, the bow is like, you know, cutting my flow again. Okay, that's the best it's going to do for now. But see how it gives you that look of kind of like an envelope and things kind of popping behind it. So that's kind of the idea behind it. So bring the circle from this. Maybe the butterfly, we're gonna put it like here. I'm not so sure. We have the extra one, but then we need a title, like a second title. Like I said, my journaling is gonna be here. I can add another one here if I wanted to, and I'm thinking that I might add another set, like another bow down here. I just think it needs that. Okay, so let's see. Or do I want to add the butterfly down here? But it needs the bow too, so have like, you know, to sell the idea. So we're going to do something that we're gonna edge this a bit. One here, and another one here. Okay, one. Okay, there we go. There we go. See? Get another bit of ribbon, and you can change to another one. Like I said, this will make a great card too. So, oh, I had a piece cut out. Woo, for me. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully it worked, and it doesn't. It worked on the other side. Please, 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 please. Let's make this hole a little bit bigger. So we just kind of rub it a bit there. And you can create this also with like if you have like hole puncher, like, you know, like a big bite, or what is it called? What do you call it? But you know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie another bow down here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go at it again. See, I told you the bows are the ones that are gonna kill me today. Not the technical difficulties. Tying a bow. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's cut the excess. Cut the excess. I think that's good. So I'm gonna put it there so you see it. Let's clean up a bit. Okay, so we have the two sides. Okay, so now we gotta bring more gold. And I think I want to put it up here. Remember, journal, kind of sticking a little bit under the circle so it fills the space. Journal is going to be here. And I have my title here. I used the Sweet Sentiments die set for this. I cut the backing from brushed metallic gold and the top from diamond cardstock, glitter cardstock. And so you have it right here. From dazzling diamond for the little sentiment and the offset from brushed gold metallic card. So I'm just gonna glue it right now in place. And the only thing that I might have to, because like that is like some offers from my stash, just because I don't, I don't have a stamp that's gonna create those tiny little letters that I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna glue it here onto the offset. So let's see. Okay, and I have my O here. See? You can do a card. You do this for the card. You can do this for the card too. I would just, kind of come like push the flowers more in, and they have the sentiment right on the center. Literally, if you look at it, it's two cards together. Okay, so it's a little bit. So my title is gonna be here. Like I said, I need little like tiny alphas that say family. Journaling is gonna be down here. And I like the way this looks. Thinking it's a little bit of enamel dots to finish this. So let me just pull some. I don't know what color this. So that's I don't want something that's gonna add a lot of bulk. I want something that's gonna stay a little bit on the flat side. So let's see. I have some. What color do you guys think? Let's go with something like it's a little bit on the. Bring some more gold. I'm gonna bring a little bit of iridescent. So I'm actually gonna use gem. Let's add some gem. This we're gonna have to. This is gonna stay here until I don't put the office. I don't wanna put it, but this is gonna be right here, kind of underneath, kind of sitting on my title, so it anchors the title to the page. Little family will be there. This is my cousins, like in circa 1990s. Okay, we're gonna go with the iridescent. I think I'm gonna go with the smallest one. So I know that I need them right here. One and just two, no more than that. Stuck to my nail. Okay, I'm gonna go with another ones here. One and two, and we're gonna need another ones down here. Let's see. And I'll tuck it underneath here. No, move it a little bit higher there and there. I like that. It needs like a little sentiment there, probably like a sticker, but there you go. That's pretty much it. So let me just center so you guys see it properly. There you go. So same floral. We created the pattern paper, trim it in half, create our folds here, brought the color from the picture onto the florals here, the white from the background onto the florals here. You have a pop of gold, and it ties it all together. And we did that all from scratch. So the only thing like I said, I am going to bring extra is like small offer that says family, but that's about it. Everything else, we did it. And I think I sweat a lot more with technology today than usual. So let me just flip the camera so I can see you guys. It's been a day. There you go. Oh, you guys can see me now. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's been a day. Technology sometimes at the greatest intentions, but technology, not my friend today. But thank you so much for joining me. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, for more options. I'm gonna be talking to Lydia to work on the technology behind it. Remember, if you share at the end, Bernadette, is going to pick up a winner. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you soon. I think I'm coming back in August, after this. Thank you all for being here and being so patient with me. I appreciate it. So let's just work on this, and bye guys.